You might be eating something every day that is silently destroying your body from the inside. Chronic inflammation is the fertile ground for diseases like diabetes, obesity, hypertension, arthritis, Alzheimer's, and even cancer. And the scariest part? It can start on your plate. That's right. While many focus on calories or fat, the real threat lies in foods that slowly inflame the body without you noticing. In this video, you will discover the 9 most inflammatory foods sabotaging your health, even those marketed as healthy. Stay with me until the end, because item number 3 is a food many consume daily, thinking it's good. But it could be speeding up the aging of your cells. Watch carefully, because this information can completely change your diet and protect your health in the long term. Subscribe and hit the bell for health tips. Inflammation is the body's defense mechanism, but when it becomes chronic, it harms organs and tissues over time. Certain foods, especially processed items, refined sugars, trans fats, and excess omega-6 fats, trigger this harmful inflammation by disrupting the body's balance and causing oxidative stress. This constant inflammatory state weakens the immune system and raises the risk of diseases like heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and cancer. Conversely, whole foods rich in antioxidants such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and healthy fats help reduce inflammation and support immune health. Understanding the impact of diet on inflammation is essential for preventing chronic illness and promoting long-term wellness. 1. Refined sugar. The first on the list is no surprise but deserves attention. Refined sugar. It's found in cakes, sodas, industrial juices, cookies, bread, and even ready-made sauces. The problem is that sugar quickly raises blood glucose levels, causing insulin spikes that disrupt metabolism and activate inflammatory processes in the body. Studies show that excessive sugar intake is linked to increased inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein. Even small daily amounts can generate silent systemic inflammation over time. Ideally, replace sugar with natural options like stevia, pure honey in moderation, or xylitol, with guidance. Cutting or reducing refined sugar is one of the greatest acts of self-love you can do for your health. 2. Refined vegetable oils. Many still believe they're making a healthy choice by cooking with soybean, corn, or canola oil. But the truth is, these refined vegetable oils, used in frying, processed foods, and even homemade dishes, are highly inflammatory. They undergo chemical processes that imbalance the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio in the body, promoting chronic inflammation. Moreover, when heated, these oils release toxic compounds that harm cells, tissues, and increase the risk of degenerative diseases. The ideal replacements are extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, or even natural pork lard. Yes, as long as it's from a good source. Cooking with healthy fats is more than culinary care. It's a choice that directly influences your longevity. 3. White bread and refined flours. Now we reach the surprise food many consider harmless, even healthy. White bread and other products made with refined flour, like crackers, instant pasta, and toast, are major villains of silent health issues. They have a high glycemic index, meaning they quickly convert to sugar in the blood, causing the same inflammatory effects as refined sugar. Plus, these foods lack fiber, vitamins, and relevant minerals, empty calories that only feed inflammation. Their fast digestion also disrupts gut balance, favoring inflammatory bacteria. So, even if it seems harmless, that French bread at breakfast might be promoting constant inflammation in your body. How about trying real whole grain versions, natural fermentations, or even seed breads? 4. Processed meats and cold cuts. Ham, sausage, mortadella, salami, industrial sausage. If these are part of your weekly diet, it's time to rethink. Processed meats contain high levels of nitrites and nitrates, preservatives that, when metabolized, form carcinogenic compounds. Besides, these products undergo smoking, excess salt addition, and modified fats that inflame the body. Several studies link regular consumption of cold cuts to intestinal inflammation, increased cardiovascular risk, and even tumors. Worse, many people feed these foods to children, believing they're practical and protein sources. Replacing them with fresh meats, free-range eggs, or legumes is a smarter, protective choice for your body and your whole families. 5. Margarine and trans fats. For decades, margarine was sold as a lighter alternative to butter. But the truth came out. It's loaded with trans fats, some of the most inflammatory and harmful substances to the human body. These fats alter cell membranes, impair hormonal communication, inflame blood vessels, and are strongly linked to heart problems. Even though the industry claims to have reduced or removed trans fats, many processed foods still contain small amounts that, accumulated daily, cause deep damage. Always opt for real butter, ghee, clarified butter, or extra virgin olive oil. Don't be fooled by labels. Your health depends on your vigilance. 6. Sodas, even sugar-free. Think you're taking care of yourself by drinking zero, light, or sugar-free soda? Think again. Besides the sugar in traditional sodas, diet sodas contain artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose, which negatively affect the gut, harm healthy bacterial flora, and trigger inflammatory responses. The gases, acids, and dyes in these products also disrupt the body's acid-base balance, favoring chronic inflammation. The gases, acids, and dyes in these products also disrupt the body's acid-base balance, favoring chronic inflammation. Soda has no nutritional value. It just tricks your palate and triggers cycles of food cravings. The best drink? Water, lemon water, natural iced tea, or homemade juices in moderation. Soda is a trap disguised as refreshment. 7. Industrial diet and light foods. The food industry is clever. When it noticed consumers wanted to be healthy, it created the fit, diet, and light product lines. But most of these products are far from healthy. They often contain thickeners, stabilizers, dyes, and sweeteners that disrupt the gut and immune system. Fitness, processed foods are ultra-processed, false promises of health. Worse, because they seem healthy, people tend to eat more, creating a false sense of security. If you really want to take care of your health, choose real food: fruits, roots, leaves, seeds. Be suspicious of anything with more than 3 ingredients on the label. 8. Excessive alcohol. An occasional glass of wine might even have its value, but frequent alcohol consumption is a direct trigger of inflammation in the liver, gut, and brain. Alcohol damages the intestinal wall, facilitates toxin entry into the bloodstream, and alters the immune system. The result is a constantly inflamed body, more vulnerable to chronic and even degenerative diseases. If you consume alcohol more than twice a week, your body is already feeling the effects, even if you don't notice yet. Alcohol-induced inflammation is silent but cumulative. Reducing or eliminating consumption can be a turning point for your health. 9. Excessive dairy, in some cases. Finally, dairy products, especially industrial milk and cheeses, can be highly inflammatory for some people. Lactose intolerance, casein allergy, and intestinal inflammation caused by antibiotics in industrial milk are factors that imbalance the body. Excessive cheese consumption, especially yellow and processed types, is linked to digestive problems, acne, joint pain, and hormonal disorders. Not everyone needs to cut dairy completely, but if you feel bloating, cramps, rhinitis, or frequent swelling, it's worth testing a dairy-free period. The body usually thanks you, and symptoms visibly improve. Now that you know the 9 foods that feed inflammation in your body, what will you do with this information? Changing your diet may seem hard at first, but remember, every choice you make on your plate is a choice between health and disease. If you liked this content and want to keep learning how to protect your body naturally and intelligently, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and leave your like. Share this video with someone you love. After all, food can be your medicine or your poison. You choose. And never forget, those who care for their diet today plant health for the future. Until the next video.